Yo, hello, good evening. Welcome to another Airfix and Chill. Sorry, Barry's just dropped on. Are you speaking proper, Barry?
Uh-oh.
No, he's not speaking at all.
He's not speaking at all now.
It's
I can't
on
hear him.
now.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Yeah.
Is he speaking or squeaking?
I don't know.
Oh.
He's gone. He's
gone.
It's like one of those Hong Kong movies, you know. I'm gonna get you.
Oh, we should have tried that. Yeah, when you come on, Barry, 10 minutes before, so we can make sure you're all whacking. Anyways, good evening, everyone, and welcome. So we've got Ben, we've got John Alec, we've got Mike, we've got Brett, we've got Simon, we've got Joffy, we've got Zinzan, and we've got Jim. And Barry might pop in when he sorts out his voice changer mic. You know that. Oh, there he is again. Let's try him again. Hopefully his mic will work.
How about now?
That's
That's
better.
Hooray!
Loud and clear.
I hope you are all well. So, couple of notices. Let me just say that there is a Just Giving website for Martin Dare, who I mentioned last week, who sadly passed away. Very big with scale modeling, whether it was die cast or plastic or wood or anything that he could build, he would build. Flat pack furniture. There is Just Giving page, because one of his acts of kindness that he did was he would give life, a home to dogs that had very few months left in them, like, you know, if they were seriously ill, or they couldn't be rehomed, you know, he would give them. And the charity they have chosen is Animal Helpline. I'm trying to find a way of sharing it, but I will put it in. I'll put a link in a minute. There you go, share. How do I share this? Share. Is there a link? Yeah, there's the link there. Copy link. I'll put it in the chat for everyone, so that if you want to donate for him, that would be brilliant for Martin Dare. As I said, he gives chat. He give, you know, the last few months of a dog's life would be happy, and you know, and they would look after him until they, you know, basically passed away. So, but yeah, that's the charity they've chosen for him, and people did ask if they could donate. So I've said you want to get a link. And they set it up a couple of days ago, and they've already made £282. So if you would like to donate to them, please feel free to. Anyway, so a question was sent to me, and I've got notes, because I do notes now, because I want to be a little bit more professional with these things. And the question was, the phrase "better the devil you know" often comes up in scale model discussions I have with people weighing in. And they tend to stick with a familiar brand versus trying something new, even if the new one might be objectively better. What's the panel's thoughts on this? I tend to stick with Tamiya and Airfix, and very, very occasionally Revell. I have the fear of mini art because of what's been said in previous editions. Do you feel the same, that they can be quite complex? We'd like to hear your thoughts on Trumpeter, Academy, and others as well. As I've seen that many modelers prefer sticking with the brand that they're used to, better the devil you know, haha, rather than switching, because they've mastered its quirks like fit tolerances, plastic type, instruction style, and even the decals that come inside the box. Great to hear from you, Stuart. So from Stuart there, that was basically the mantra for this one. And I want to lay it out, because you all know that I like Airfix, but I have been building Tamiya. But I have been building Tamiya for the last 3 weeks. But I'll lay it out, and I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start with Jim. Jim, do you stick with a certain brand, or are you open to playing with any manufacturer in your sandpit?
Anything in my for me, it's not manufacturer, it's subject. Okay, and I try to get the best offering of that subject out there. So F14 is going to be Tamiya. A8 yeah, I'm kind of stuck with Hobby Boss. It has its warts. Even though my mantra is life's too short for you know what kits. Sometimes that is the only option, so you're kind of stuck with it. But by no means do I stick to any brand. I've got a very good variety of brands, so I'm not brand loyal by any stretch. I'm more subject loyal than I would say brand loyal.
Yeah, fair enough. Mike, what about you? Seeing you like a bit of mini art, you you sadist.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I got another one today. I got sent one.
Another one.
Yeah. It's the German gyrocopter from World War II.
Oh, yes. I have that upstairs, and I remember opening the box, seeing that press for photo etch, and just shutting the box down again. You know what I mean? Have you got the RAF colours in that one? Because that's the one I've got, where you can build it as an RAF gyrocopter.
Don't think I have.
No. It's a Sevia, isn't it? SIEVRA, isn't it, or something? That's the
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But have you got the is it the Avro version you've got, is it?
No, it's the German one.
Oh, the German one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it.
No, fair enough. And is that something you're prepared to get your hands dirty with?
Yeah. I'll try any kit.
Yeah. You'll try any
I don't
kit.
think-
Are you
I
stuck
don't
with the
think-
brand at all?
No. As long as the subject interests me, then I'll give it a go. Because I don't think there's any such thing as a bad kit. It's just a kit that you got to put more work into.
Yeah.
True.
And I quite enjoy that. So
I think life's too short to funny about with kits. That's my problem. Is that, I'm just being honest. Like I said, I've been building these Tamiya 148s, and they just go together. As I said, you could just put them in a bag, shake them with a bit of TET, and away you go. Like, they just go together. No filler required. And I'm the kind of guy who just likes to go on and paint them.
Yeah.
That's just me. What about you, Ben? Because I suppose you're more subject matter, because your subject matter is slim pickings, isn't it? So, and I suppose you would tend to not even look away from a resin kit, if so be it, if that's a subject that you need.
Exactly. So I am very subject driven, probably to the extreme length, whereby I don't really care what brand does something as long as it can do it to a reasonable standard or something that I can work with. So I'll work with anything from, like you say, resin, 3D print to plastic. I mean, when you get a good subject and a good brand doing it and they do an exquisite model, for me, that's like nearly a reward, because normally I'm doing a great subject with an okay model and probably trying to do some weird conversion, which means it's dogged and horrible. I like to build Harriers, for example. That's sort of one of my favorite aircraft, along with the Tornado. And the Harrier, you can go from having sort of in 72nd, the Airfix ones, which are probably the gold standard, to the Sword twin seat kits, which are okay, they're not terrible, to the Mr. Craft, this is meant to be a Harrier, but we've sort of made it out of putty. Where you just have that great, spread of kit quality. And for the ships, for me, like you say, I don't really have any sort of choice. It's normally Hobby Boss or Trumpeter, and on the odd occasion Airfix. But yeah, I mean, Trumpeter as a brand is fine as long as you don't paint it before you glue it together. You can tell it's designed on a CAD image with no tolerances at all for paint. If you glue it together as just a bare plastic, it fits like a dream. As soon as you put any paint on it, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, I was only talking to a lad last week, and he said that he notices I spray first and then I glue, and I put the cement in and then butt them together. And he said he didn't realise that the Tamiya Extra Thin would melt the paint. And I said, yeah, but only on certain kits you can do that. I wouldn't necessarily do it with if I do it with Airfix kits, where it will join together, I will sand, and remove the paint before I butt together. Prime example of that is that Land Rover, that starter set Land Rover, lovely kit, but at one point I didn't take away some of the sand, the paint where I had already gone over with an airbrush, and I couldn't get the cab to butt together properly, and it was because I had put those extra thousandths of an inch or thousandth of a millimeter, and it just knocked it off square. So I think you learn these things, the quirks of it all, don't you? It becomes part of scale modeling, on what kits
it comes
you
from the
can.
experience and the variety of the kits you do. Because, like you say, Airfix has its own quirks of how you put kits together. Whereas, like I say, Trumpeter, if I haven't painted it and I want to just put it together, I can use just Tamiya extra thing because it will just run down those edgings absolutely flawlessly. Whereas older kits, including Matchbox kits, they don't really flush fit, so extra thin is not that good.
Yeah, that's it. James Hetbull says, I grew up with Airfix with a few Matchbox, Frog and Novo, but it's more the subject interests me now more than the brand. Yeah, Novo kits were basically Frog. They just went over to Russia. I'm the same, mate. It was like you go into the newsagents, there was Airfix, there was Revell, didn't see much Tamiya, bit of Matchbox, but then they were selling more of the Matchbox diecast, in the shops. But yeah, like Mars, I'm a bit of an Airfix homeboy, but if somebody does Brit aircraft, I'm on it, even vac form or resin. Oh dear, vac form. Yeah, I get that. According to ScareMates, I have 92 kits from 29 different manufacturers. Crumbs. 29.
That gyrocopter, I've just sent you a picture of it on Discord, Moss.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Barry, sorry. You just do, if it comes in a bag, you'll build it, don't you?
Well, as I said before, it's the vintage classics got me into it. At the moment, there's a load of baggies on eBay going cheap, so I've been buying them and building them.
Oh, fair play.
Frog at the moment, frog baggy. Yeah. But historically speaking, I started off with Airfix, built a couple of Frog, some Revel. Then I went bananas and had something like a 10, 15-year stint doing nothing but sci-fi kits, Comet miniatures, Polar Lights, Monogram, Revel, AMT Ertl. Then I spent a couple of years scratch building, and now I'm back to Airfix again. So
you did the old scratch building for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I've still got a couple kicking around. I've got Sweeper Ross in the corner and some Space 1999 stuff in the cupboard.
Yeah.
But, did a lot of scratch building, including Blake 7 stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm back to plastic kits now, as long as it comes in the bag.
Fair play. I enjoy modelling, so extra work is just extra enjoyment. Yeah, well, you if you know this chap, Jared, he uses super glue just to get rid of it, so he doesn't get any what they call them, ghost seams and stuff like that, which is a talent in itself, to run across the edge with a knife, just give it a bevel and then fill that with super glue and then just wait for it and then sand it back. It's an art in itself, and if you will see his models, it shows, you'll understand how good they are. Hello, Beyond the Box Art podcast. Depends if the subject is available by the manufacturer. Your like or only option is brand you don't know. Would you miss out on the chance to finish your collection? Collection, building, no. As I said, I've got 4 or 5 mini arts that I've acquired because I've thought about doing them. And I've got one actually that I'm a bit worried about. I think it was the Caterpillar dozer that they did. I've been reading up on it because somebody mentioned that every time they tried to cut the part off the sprue, it would break. And I'm trying to work out whether my kit was affected with that poor plastic in that box. So that's been put back on the shelf for now, so I can get some, find out which one is it. Just going down through the comments. Subject first. Happy to build any manufacturer. The greater the challenge, the happier I am. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Brett, as somebody who owns a model shop, do you just build from brand, or do you build for subject, or do you find that you purchase more of a particular brand because people go for a particular brand? Looking at it from a commerce point of view of this subject.
Because I like having a variety of price, I'll get Revell because they're cheaper. I'll get Tamiya because they're better. I try to get all the Edward kits in because I love Edward stuff.
Yeah.
Growing up, all we had was Revell and Monogram. So that's how I started. But now I just build for subject. And I try to keep what I think will sell. But for myself, it's subject and not really manufacturer anymore.
Yeah.
But being a store, you've got to go by price. And because now with things being the way they are, Revell's definitely less expensive because of the tariffs. But before, Revell was starting to creep up and Tamiya was starting to be less expensive, especially the older Tamiya.
Yeah.
So it's subject, and then it's price for the store and what I think will sell.
Am I right in saying that Tamiya that's made in the Philippines is more expensive than the Tamiya that's made in Japan because of the tariffs? Is that correct?
Right now, well, as of last week, but with the whole new tariff thing that's happening this week, who knows? Now we're back to wait and see. Because no matter what anybody thinks, it's not the country that pays the tariffs. It's me and everybody other business that buys it.
Exactly.
So, we're the ones paying for it.
I haven't shipped anything to America for about 4 weeks now. And eBay have made us, I've got 10,000 listings on eBay, and they've made us go through. And because of the problem with this tariff, we've got to put where the item originates from. So, when everything that was antique, I've just put, UK. But when I've got brass that's Indian, I've had to put India, Pakistan. I've had to really, if I don't know, I just put United Kingdom because, And I think that's the worst thing, is that it's not affecting us. It's affecting and the thing that affects us is that we have to collect those taxes on behalf of America. Yep. And I really think if we all stood up and say, we're not collecting, you can collect it yourself, so that you have to pay at the border, I think people will stand up a bit more and fight it, because at the moment I think people are a bit blinkered by it, to be honest. But the amount, I know, Jim, go on, Jim.
Just a little case story. I made an order up in Canada. They were up the hockey losers up north. Zing! Too soon. So, and it was just for a few, I don't know, it was like motorcycle chain sets and a carbon fiber set, and placed the order. I knew I was going to have to pay a tariff. Okay, whatever it is. So, placed the order, paid the shipping. Then UPS contacts me a couple days later, and they say your fee is $28.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems quite a bit for 3D printed resin chain sets and a decal sheet. So I paid it, and they said it's $28 now. If you wait until delivery, it's an additional $12 on top of that $28. I was like, okay. So I paid the $28. When you go into the invoice and you start clicking around, guess how much was the actual tariff? $4 is the actual tariff. Everything else was a scam by UPS to hold to assure the safe processing through customs. Yeah. And I'm like, what a crock of you know what. So to me, it's more of a money grab by these courier companies than it is anything to do with the tariff. They're making $24 $200 off of me just so they can watch my thing go through customs? Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
FedEx does the same thing.
Go on, Brett, and then I'll say my bit.
So FedEx does the same thing.
It's
we've had it for a while, because when we came out of Europe, Brexit, I had a parcel that came, and they said, "Oh, you owe taxes on it." I went, "Okay, fair enough." And actually, it worked. Which I wrote to my MP about this. The actual tax from Poland. I'll tell you what it was. It was the Hobby Zone stuff, and it was. I think the taxes on it was about £28, but Royal Mail wanted £16.50
handling fee.
Yeah.
So, we've been suffering it way before the Americas have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But when I paid for these taxes, for me, it went straight to the treasury. It didn't go back to Poland for them to take the money and then ship it across. So that's why I'm wondering whether with your fees there, say $4, you're paying $24, whereas because it's going back to the original place for them to be collected, then sent to. So if it, for us, when it goes to Royal Mail, they then give it to our treasury. It's the other way around, sort of thing. Whereas that's why I was wondering whether it'd be the difference for that, because I know that when I send stuff to America through eBay, the tariff gets put on and everything. eBay take the charge, and they then pay it to America. Not that it goes to our government, So I just wonder if it's different. But anyway, that's another subject matter.
Yeah.
But saying that about the tariffs and that price is a big thing with scale modeling. It really, really is. And I, and we were all bitching and moaning when Airfix did the letter, which I think was a sad thing to do. I don't think they should have done it. When Ollie said, unfortunately, because of everything, prices are going up. It's going to be about 10% on everything, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't long before the other scale modeler manufacturers upped their game as well. So it was like Airfix set what it was going to be, and everybody else followed suit.
Yeah.
So, I do see that. It's, just one of them. But John, Alec, you play about with all different kinds of brands, don't you? You're not afraid of doing a bit different, whether it's Airfix, Tamiya, or a Show-Me and people like that, are you? You go for it when you want to do it.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's basically there's subject matter. There's I've been gravitating to newer kits. Lately, kits that are more well reviewed, I guess.
Do you get sold on a review, John?
With semi-skepticism, right? So it's if they have any type of financial relationship with the provider, or whatever, not really. So in other words, if they have sent them the kit for free to review, I get a little skeptical, but if it looks really good, so in other words, if what I'm seeing matches what they're saying, then yeah, okay, it's good. I just do not bother anymore with brands that have traditionally provided crap kits. So here in the States, like MPC, it's just AMT. I can build a Tamiya car, right, and have a great time building it, or I can buy an AMT. It's just not worth it. Yeah,
not worth it.
But no, I'm not married to any brand.
Yeah.
AMT's not that bad, John.
Oh man.
I'm
all the time.
You're gonna have to convince me of that.
I'm nostalgic and love the 70s, but yeah, they can have their car kits.
Yeah,
I
always remember
some of my AMT build. They're great.
I'd much rather build a Revell. I can build a Revell car kit. Yeah.
I will say that I always remember our good friend, rest in peace, Terry, and he used to come on, and behind him was all those car kits, wasn't there? You know, and he was at the end of life, and you knew damn well he wasn't going to build any of them, and they were all AMT. And I'll tell you what, for the age of those kits, those boxes stood the test of time. Don't worry about the plastic in them. I think Revell should nick the idea of them for those boxes, because they're proper, really good boxes, like, you know. So, Goaters 100, man, you're after my own heart here. Airfix for aircraft, Tamiya for armor, other manufacturers use depending on subject. Yeah, I'm totally with that, with the Airfix for aircraft, Tamiya for armor. But now we don't see a lot of armor coming from Airfix, and I think that is their choice. I think that they've moved away and they're doing their own thing. So I totally
except for the vintage classics, which they're releasing later this year.
Well, the ones that they're releasing now, like the Vickers and stuff in 176, aren't actually Airfix kits. Well, they are, because they bought the JB Models franchise. Yeah, bought all the tooling. And to be fair, they are pretty good. You know, I've got the the Saracen here, the 176 Saracen.
Yeah, goes together. Vickers Light, but vintage classic wise, it's the Centurion and the Chieftain later this year.
Yeah, was it the Cromwell they did in 176, which was like a 2005 kit? I think that was the last one they did.
Yeah,
and then they went over to when they did the Tiger and the Sherman Firefly. They're both in 172nd, so I think there was a bit of a blip there. I think they should have stuck with one or the other, but you know, it's one of them. I grew up with Airfix, but now looking at lots of different kits from other companies. But most of the kits that I have in my stash are kits that are going to take me a while to build, and I think that's everything. Question. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. I avoid anything from before 1980, apart from Tamiya, and after approximately 2010, basically anything is good. There are no more bad new tooled kits. And when you say that, I kind of agree, because when I review kits nowadays, it's all new tooling, and I'm just not, you know, when I do my review, I don't say this is a fantastic kit, you've got to buy it. What I tend to do when I review it, I look at it and show you what I can see in front. But the idea in my reviews is that I leave it up to you on whether you buy it or not. Yeah. Now, I can't deny, like a lot of us YouTubers, we've got an affiliated link to Airfix. But all I can do is I physically buy the kit. It's my money. I've bought the kit, and you look at it, and you can see on camera what I can see. You can see the instructions. You can see the plastic, and then it's up to you. You can be skeptical. And to be honest with you, if there's an issue with the kit, I will mention it. But when it comes to newer tooling, like the Messerschmitt BF109G, like this, I've not had an issue with any of them, to be honest, So I've been, I've been lucky. But vintage classics, we won't go down that road, because every time I've bought a vintage classic, there's something gone awry, hasn't it? So
that's what I like.
But
as you said yourself, boss, you're more of an assembler than a builder.
Yeah, exactly.
I prefer to build, and I like these old tools.
Yeah, I get it. I built old tools. Don't get me wrong. I get the money put out and cry and weep building them.
Yeah, the only brand I won't buy is Tamiya, because as you say, you can take all the bits or put it in the bag, put the glue, shaky, here comes a build. I've only ever built one Tamiya, and I hated it.
Which one was it? Which one?
Brain Carrier.
Okay, you should build the 48C Harrier, Barry, because that does not shake and bake. So
no,
it's one of their
Sea Harrier. The last Harrier I built was Airfix, and I hated that one.
What Ray Harriers from Airfix isn't good.
I built it, painted it, photographed, took it out the garage, smashed it up, chucked it in the bin. I hated it that much.
Oh dear. Sacrilege, that was.
That was, yeah.
I as I said, we're spoiled for choice, aren't we? Zinzan, let's go over to you, mate. You don't really go by brand, do you? You build a polished turd, wouldn't you? You know.
My interest has always been in, if you like, the history as much as anything else, and that's how I get my buy-in to buy these kits, to have something to do with them. And it was a bit like the TSR2. I was really bought into that. I wanted to make a good job of it. I wanted to add things to it, and then it was about excuse me. It was sorry about that. I nearly sound like Jar Jar Binks then for a minute.
Oh, thank you.
But no, it was about making that as historically accurate as possible, as as it always is with me. And the buy-in's a difficult one, because you can get to a point where you just think, I can't do this anymore with a kit. You kind of think, oh no, sorry, let's do something else. Sorry, you're going to have to excuse me for a minute. Awfully sorry.
No worries. We'll come back to you while you get some Kool-Aid there, mate. Definitely. You get the comment here.
There was a small mouse caught there. It's gone now.
Generally, I will buy the best tooling of whatever project I fancy, except Edard or Edward, as I keep being told, Edward, which I appeared to buy based on the box artwork. If a lot in the stash, theoretically, I will sell the earlier kit. Yeah, that's admirable, definitely. With Edard, I think that the beauty with Edard is that you can spend as much as you want with an Edard kit. You can have the weekenders and Profi, and and work your way up if you want all the resin and everything. I will say that and Nigel's going to come on a bit later, hopefully. He said that Edard resin isn't always as 5-star as you think it would be. It does take a lot of work, but it's one of them, isn't it? It depends what you want to do with a kit. I know people who buy the cheapest kit going because they're going to do it as a crush scene, or make it into a diorama where it's going to be battered. And so that, just as long as the shape's there, they can chuck it full of, moss and all sorts. Just, and that's one way of looking at it as well. So, but buying in, I get it. I do, I buy into Airfix, because I'm an Airfix collector as well. And don't get me wrong, there's been kits from Airfix that I've kind of wept over. But then you work hard at it and you can get a decent result. It depends what work you want to put into it. And I would, before, when I was talking to other YouTubers, a lot of us build kits that are quick to build and paint because we want to get the video out, and that's part and parcel of being a YouTuber. I build kits, and I don't really do build kits as much now, because editing building kits is just an absolute arse ache, isn't it, John? John Alec will attest to this. To edit, at the moment I'm building the Marder 1. I've already got 7 hours worth of footage of me, and I've only got this far with it. So you can imagine, right? I know a lot of it's white air, just space, because I'm looking at something and trying to get things to fit. We're trying to make it look good. But yeah, editing a video is awful.
So long to edit those videos.
Yeah. We do got, and luckily, on iMovie, you can skip, and you pan over it, your hands are moving, and you can cut bits out and then cut it even a bit more. But then putting a voiceover on it, honestly, it's a nightmare. But I like to think if I do a review a kit, I have built it as well and say, actually, it went together quite well. So you've got that side of the argument as well. So, but yeah, definitely that. We have now Joffy. you build for cheapness, don't you? You buy the cheapest kit going and spend the next 6 months building it, don't you, Joffy?
I wouldn't say the cheapest kit going. Some of them are pretty cheap, yeah. But I build a lot of vintage stuff, probably like Barry, but not specifically bag kits. They tend to be 70s, 60s, maybe
1950s. Some of them 1950s.
Some of them are, yeah. I mean, I'm working on an Airfix Bugatti at the moment, which is actually a 70s release.
Oh, not so bad. Just finished.
Not a terribly easy kit to put together, but it was fun. Yeah.
Do you want to build this one, the Lotus Cortina?
Oh yes, please.
Oh my
God!
God.
A bloody fortune.
I think I paid £120 for it. I think it was.
Good Lord.
I'll tell you what, that is a really accurate little Cortina kit.
Yeah.
Really accurate, yeah. They built
But it had to
some
go in my collection.
Cars. Well,
yeah,
go for it.
It's Game and Cami. It's Game and Cami 897. I just bought a Rifefield tank, 135th. I have no idea how good they are. We need Luke on it. They're good kits, aren't they?
Really, no question about that. There's no question. They are very, very good.
Good kits, lots of parts. You'll be there for ages.
Yeah.
Especially if it's one of the challengers.
I saying that, thinking about this with branding stuff, like if I see a tank, and I do like building tanks, but if I see a tank that's got 800 parts, I put it back on the shelf because I know that 790 of those parts is the track. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
then I just do not understand how they give you a jig. Listen, look, a wig on a pig is still a pig, and if you've got 800 parts of track to fit, that's 400 times the side. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but Moz, unlike a pig with a wig, you can buy an aftermarket track that is a track.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that that's not the point, is it? If I look at a tank, I cannot tell the difference whether you've used 4 parts to a link or you've just used 1 part. You can't tell on a lot of these kits. Or maybe on 1 to 16th you might be able to see, the pins and everything. But other than that, that's something, whatever brand. If Airfix did that, I'd sell up my kit, my collection, and bugger off. I don't think. I know people say, "Oh yeah, I can spend an evening putting the track together." It's not an evening. You're talking out your ass. It's a week. 800 parts. Has anyone built a track? 800? I got to about 8 links in and gave up.
I have a Challenger 2, one of the Rifefield Challenger 2s, which I've not finished yet. It's actually not that far away from being finished, so I really ought to go and bloody do it. But the tracks, they do take a very long time. But they are, I perversely I say this, and I can't quite believe that I am saying it, but they are very satisfying when they're done. And I think they do look quite realistic in that way. There is some benefit to them. But my God, they're boring to do, honestly. They are just don't.
Yeah, but there again, Zinzad, I will probably offend most armor modelers about now. Have you ever met a dynamic armor modeler?
I am not an armor modeler. I make air. No, that was trying to be dynamic there. Sorry about that.
There's a guy with M4H, John Mayfield. He was an armored Royal Engineers, and he builds pretty much nothing but armor. And he loves sitting there just making tracks all day.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
There are people who need a life, and
The thing is, if you've built armor before and you've only built with rubber tracks, and then you venture into length and link, it frightens you for the first time, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? Right, I am going. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I do like rubber band tracks. I've never found them a problem. I'm quite happy to get me lighter and get me little slotted screwdriver, heat it up and press down. I have used puncture repair kit glue, the cement on that, not cement, what they call it, and done all that. I've even sometimes when those little pins aren't big enough, I've even used stapled and put a marker pen over the top to hide it and buried it under a load of mud. They're the easiest, by all means. Rubber band. I know it doesn't take the paint so well, but I found that if you have rubber band track, you've got it in position.
Wash them.
If you primer it twice, go over it with a tacky coat, then go a bit harder with the primer, most paint will stick to that rubber in the end. And another way I've seen
if you use matte varnish, Moss.
Well, the other one I was going to say was I've seen people do is they mix 50-50 PVA glue, and they brush the PVA glue onto the rubber band tracks, and then the paint will adhere to that PVA. So I've seen that done before as well. At the end of the day, doing that Mardo, I must have spent an evening on doing link and length to put it all together, and it went together beautifully. Don't get me wrong, but I can also spend 20 minutes putting the rubber bands on, and that's it. And that's any brand.
Depends what appeals to you, though, doesn't it? Because, like you said before, you're more into the painting than the actual building.
Yes.
The first time you use length and link, it must, it did me. It was, God, it's bloody length and link. And you get this fear factor involved with it. And then I built that Hobby Boss Panzer 1, which had individual link tracks, and I thought, oh my God. But I'll tell you what, the effects you get with individual link tracks, you cannot beat it.
No.
Yeah, you can't replicate it. You can't replicate it.
The sag I got into that track where it goes down over the back of the assembly and around the rear cog, you just can't reenact that with length and link.
No.
Well, the thing is with link and length is that when you're going round, say, the drive wheels and the sprocket, they're all individuals anyway. And what I tend to do is I always attach the singles around them first. They're my first port of call. If I know I've got to have 8, I'll put 8 on, glue them in, or cement them in, forward and back, whatever. But Gecko, I think when they released that Matilda, looking at the pictures, with that sag they've put in that link and length, that's going to open some eyes. If you see the sprues of what they've done, and the test shots and everything, they've got that sag down to an art. They really have.
If they've built a length and link sag with one of the lengths, that's the way ahead.
That's the way ahead. Yeah.
Definitely. Because individual links is a nightmare, but it is time consuming. But again, you can't beat the finish. But if they can incorporate that into length and link, then that will probably work as well.
Yeah. That's right. Little history, gas. Sometimes you need to throw the glue in the box kit, and sometimes you want something that fights you every step of the way.
Yeah.
A fighter of a kit is more satisfying in the end, in my opinion. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I get that. As I said, I just don't see, unless you need that particular sag with tracks.
Yeah.
I just don't see how it really does push the overall build if you're going to do it individually. That's just my take on it. And
if you look at some armor tanks, they do have individual sag between the return rollers on the top.
Yeah,
you've got some individual sag in between each one of those rollers. You can't reenact that with length.
Yeah.
You can. Well, I have to disagree with the later Airfix releases. They changed the materials of the rubber band tracks. It's slightly stretchy.
Yeah.
It will take super glue, because when I built a number of them, I put it around the toe, and I could introduce a sag on the return rollers and super glue the track to the return rollers and keep the sag. It's not much of a sag. It's not totally realistic, but there is a bit of a sag.
Mm.
And the other way around it is to build a tank with rubber band track where you can't see the return, like a Matilda or a Churchill.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was just writing. It becomes moot, right?
Yeah.
So any armor that has a like a skirt or any type of protection over the return links, yeah, you can't see them, right?
Yeah.
This is it's a question of compromise in both ways, in terms of whether you can see the track or whether you use a rubber band or a a make it up yourself link. Do you want to compromise and put one of these in and tolerate that yourself? It's purely down to the individual, and this, you could almost argue actually this is very much a better the devil you know type of argument, in the same sort of way, isn't it, really? And and I would say that, I mean, that was a very well thought out question that the gentleman asked, and congratulations to him for doing so. And props. But yeah, this is compromise. It's nothing more. And every now and again, somebody comes out with something new, the old Lincoln length tracks, and everyone thinks, oh yeah, we'll have a go at that. And then they discover that it's a bit dull. It takes a long time, but the result at the end is actually strikingly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you always want to do that? Well, probably not. No. Do you always want to super detail a radial engine and put all the links and the lines and all the other bits and pieces? Well, probably not. No. Would you want to do it on a Hawk Sea Fury? No. What would be the point? You wouldn't see anything. So you comprehend every part of this is a compromise. That's a really good example of sag on tracks. Well,
the thing is, though, I think they had to go big with a kit like this because you have no skirts, no nothing, do you? That track was so. Whereas, would you say that 70 or 80% of track is hidden in a vehicle? I think you would be
in a lot of armored vehicles. Yeah,
but on the Matilda,
modern ones.
Yeah. But on the Matilda, you had to do it, didn't you? You had to go big with it. If you didn't get that right, and to be honest with you, I don't think you could do a Matilda with rubber band track unless the track was oversized to get that.
The Matilda 2.
No, the Matilda 1, the one that's on the picture now.
Yeah, that's the Matilda 1, but you don't have to worry about it with the Matilda 2.
Yeah. But what I'm just saying is that the reason I think they went with that kind of design of track is because the sag is very pronounced and there's nothing hiding it.
No, that's right.
So, but even on Lincoln length, if you put enough cement down and wedge it, you could get it to bend where you would so want it within reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, but then again, one company has been producing 3D printed where you just pull it off the base of the 3D printed resin, off it goes, and then there's no cleanup really either. You just pull it off the what do they call it? Yeah, I call it what do they call it on a 3D print?
Printer bed. Filament? The printer bed?
Yeah, the strands that they have, so that
the jigs.
Sorry?
I call them jigs, Moss, because that's basically what they are. They're just hold everything in place.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the support bodies?
Yeah, the support. Yeah, the support. Sorry, yes, the word supports. You basically just put them off. I think it's Infinity that've done it, if I'm right. And they look amazing, and they all move, So yeah, it's. Anyway, Simon, are you a brand base or are you a subject matter kind of guy?
I subject Second World War, mainly sort of military vehicles. I've got a little collection next to the laptop here, which is ICM, Gecko, Mini Art, Italeri. It all depends on who does the military vehicles. I mean, ICM, I do a full range of them, which I stuck with at first. But then I started collecting the Gecko ones. All the ambulances, the sort of British trucks, American trucks. But then I started going down the route of Mini Art. Mini Art do all the little vehicles as well, like radio trucks and certain ones. But it's all mainly 135th, which is what I sort of stick with. But I've just picked up this weekend the 148th World War II RAF airfield from ICM.
Okay, yeah.
Got 2 Spitfires in it and all the crew. And it looks a fantastic kit. But it's 148th, but you can put that on a base, which is what I'm doing. I like all my diorama bases, which you can probably see next to me, which is what I've done, which is 135th building.
Yeah.
Which then I can put it's a neutral base, so I can put German on there, I can put American on there, British on there, whatever. It varies. So
I get all that. Yeah, I do get all that. That's the other thing was the other part of the question was, when it comes to like the Chinese manufacturers and Japanese manufacturers and embracing Airfix Revell, does anyone here think if I'm going to build an armor, I'm going to go Tamiya? If I'm going to build a boat, I'm going to go Trumpeter. If I want to do something Russian, I always go to Zvezda. Does anybody think that way? Because I never used to, but since I've been taken to the dark side with these 148 armor vehicles from Tamiya, and I'm so impressed with it. I was absolutely gobsmacked how well it went, especially with the die-cast base to it. It felt lovely in the hand when I was putting it together, when I was painting it. So when I think of, would I ever now build a 172nd armor vehicle from Airfix? Probably not. I've kind of, and it's sad to say, I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I will build any more 172nd armor from Airfix once this year's gone by with this, with the bits that come. Like, I want to do that Vickers. I've never done that JB Models Vickers before. But all the other ones I've done in the past when I was a youngster. And I'm thinking now that maybe my bag now is to keep on building those 148 armor. And I've even gone through to Jadlam on their website, and I've actually selected every single armor they've got in 148 on their website. And then I realised it was £1,097 to buy the lot. There's 47 of them. There's 47 in them. I spoke to Matt at Jadlam, and I was hoping that he might give me a deal on it. But I'm tempted to buy the whole lot, and in the next 10 years build every single one of them, because I've thoroughly enjoyed building them, and I've always said that 172nd is a little bit small, and I was tempted by the Rubicon 156 kits, but actually I've just stood back and I've done the video on it. This Cromwell, it's got a lot of detail on it, and I'm thinking now if I'm going to do armor,
Nice.
I think that 148. Oh, by the way, that's that there is the aerial. That's actually a paintbrush bristle.
Oh, nice.
So I cut a paintbrush bristle off and then just stuck it in with a super glue. I'm now thinking to myself, instead of doing I'm doing the Marder, which actually in the height I was showing it on camera before, when that's 135th, and that Cromwell's 148. You know what I mean? In size wise, you don't realise how big the Cromwell is, really, do you? That's 135th, that's 148. Even the wheel sizes are the same, and And the tracks.
I mean,
the
I
same
think
width
the thing.
as well. You know, I'm thinking I'm going down that route, going down the dark side. Thank you, James from Taboli Go.
So, Moss, let me ask.
Sorry, Brett, you go first.
I just got these two today. They're 148 Airfix.
Yeah.
How are they going to be?
Exactly.
I got them purely for subject matter because I couldn't get these in 148 anywhere else.
They are very, very good kits.
Good.
There is one issue. I think somebody messaged me saying that the tanker has an axle problem. You have to snip it somewhere to make it fit, or there's something you have to do to it. I'll find the message on it. It was on Scale Model Club. Somebody had a bit of a fitment issue, but everybody else I've spoken to that have built them have said they're fantastic kits. And also, before they re-released them, if you looked on the auction on Facebook where they do Airfix kits, they were going for around £40 because apparently they were sought after because they're very good kits. I've got them here. But that may be another one. But you know, they're very, very good.
I got these for $15 each.
Yeah,
that's a good deal.
Did well.
That is a good deal.
So
yeah, you did well there.
I hadn't seen these in 148 anywhere else, so I had to get them.
Right on.
Was that on eBay? Was it, Brett?
No, it was Mega Hobby in the States.
There you go.
Yeah,
They were having them on sale.
Yeah. As I
It's
said,
like
I've got mine
11,
there.
12 pounds, right? $15. Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing.
Go on, Ben.
I was going to say with like Moz, one thing that you highlight there by saying that you've tried the Tamiya 48 stuff is that when you do start the hobby, make sure that you do try a bit of everything. Okay, you might like aircraft or anything, but try a bit of everything and see what you like. I mean, like I've got the two examples of when we talk about old and new kits of like, so I'm very much subject driven, but I have two kits at the complete opposite end. The first one, so they're both Fiat 91s, but they're slightly different. The Meng is obviously a brand new up-to-date tooling. It's probably the best in class, even though the Airfix one was good for its age. This is probably the best one. Whereas this Fiat 91, it's a different variant, but this is an old original Matchbox.
Yeah.
And the only reason I've got this is because it's the only brand that does the 91Y, which is the twin engine version.
That kit's nice as well.
But it's still a good kit though, even though the age of it. So when I paid, I think £15 for it, it's still reasonable.
Yeah. Well, I've got the first and last here.
Yeah, there you go.
So I got that one. I got this one cheap, and then I remember that I have this one in upstairs in my baggy collection. So I thought I'll do a video. I've had them around for a while. I've written the script, I just never got around to doing them. But you know, the Fiat G91 was underrated. But you know,
well, I've got a question for you. Is that 91R a different tooling because it's got a different nose to the 91? So the Recce version has camera in it. If you look at the box, the R has a little camera in the nose, whereas the 91, the straight, has a pointed nose.
Airfix also did a PAN variant, and that had the Recce nose cone as well. It's a separate part that goes on the front.
I've never opened this bag.
I think you'll find it's all the same tooling, no matter which Airfix kit you buy.
It probably is. I just didn't know if because the R came later, if the original version is obviously bagged with the pointed nose, the standard nose.
Do you know what? Listen, I've never actually taken it out.
Yeah.
Or don't, if it's worth something, don't take it out. It's only just for the checking of the nose.
No, don't take the bag.
Actually, the nose on this one, if I put it up, you can just about see it through the bag. The nose on this one has a hole.
Yeah.
And let me magnify.
The one in the box should be the same, Moss.
Yeah.
Where is it to? Where's me? Oh, there it is. There. No, come on. There it is. There's the nose. So if I look in this one here, if I can find the nose in this one.
The nose is squared off slightly, or it should be.
Yeah, I think they must have. Yeah, because on this one
plugged,
here,
because the one I built years ago was plugged.
Hang on, where is it? Where is it? There. See the nose there?
Yeah,
that was that one hasn't got a hole in it.
No.
Maybe
So
the original one.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't. Allegedly, they just add a shim inside.
Yeah.
We were talking about it, weren't we?
Yeah, we
About
were
the
talking
next
about
to the Jaguar. They add inserts to it, so maybe that's what it is. It's the insert. So I've not opened both of these yet, but I will do at some point to have a little look. So I want to do a video on it. So but yeah.
Yeah, the Airfix G91's pretty crude. That's probably the best, most kindest way to put it.
In one of the magazines they said that they've got the tooling for that. It was in Margate, and they had the original drawings for it as well. So Matchbox were the only ones who did the twin engine G91Y. The rest are all R34 singles.
Yeah.
So yeah. I have the 172nd Tupolev Bear in the stash, but no other Russian subject stuff. And the only Russian subject I've ever built is a Moscow airplane. When I was at a model show, there was somebody there who was buying Zvezda kits. He said, if you want to build Russian, you buy Zvezda. And I said, well, I think Trumpeter would want to question that because they do a fair few Russian kits, don't they?
Yeah, it would just be the Chinese stuff reverse engineered back into the Russian.
Oh, right, fair enough. Well, to be honest with you, that SU-57 from Zvezda went in the bin because it was shite. It was absolute shite. It went. I couldn't even be asked of it. I just ripped it up and threw it in the bin on camera. I was that pissed. I did it on a live stream, didn't I? It really disappointed me. So yeah.
Have you started your X32 yet, Ben?
Sorry?
Have you started your X32 yet?
No, that's not going to happen for a while. I've looked at the tooling and gone, that's rough. I mean, it's basic.
It looks like it's wings, doesn't it?
It is basic. It's ugly. I mean, what's the other kit I've got of the similar vintage? The T45 Goshawk. I've got two of them from Italiari, and they look rough as well.
Got it, Mike. What are you saying there? You've done. You're partway through the Atmater, are you? The T15.
Yeah.
What's it like? Is it good?
Yeah, it's a really nice kit.
Yeah. No
Yeah, I've got the Tacom T14 Armata, which is the MBT version.
Yeah.
As well. Pretty good.
See,
kit.
Tacom. You know, I don't have a lot of Tacom here, but then I don't really see it cheap for sale.
Yeah.
Is that a fair comment from me to you guys?
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
I mean, I got another kit I got sent today from a subscriber was the new M51 Super Sherman kit from Tacom.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you don't just build the tracks link by link, you build each link and then you build the track link by link. So yeah, that's pretty fun to do.
You will see Tacom online for sale. There is one place that does them.
So that right field models Paladin that several of us built. So each link had 6 pieces. Each link, 6 pieces.
Wow. But you enjoyed it, didn't you, John?
Yeah, I got it together.
Yeah.
That's the 2025 boxing Moz. There's a new version, the 2026 one, which is the one I've got.
Is there a newer version, is there?
Yeah. It's called the M51 rather than the M1.
The M51, is it?
Yeah, it's got a bigger barrel on it.
M51. Let's have a look, shall we? I want to see what the price of it is. That was all. I want to see what the price is.
It's got wider tracks and bigger barrel and everything on it.
Yeah.
And then extended.
Sorry. Is it this one? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
That's the one, is it? Yeah. See, they're doing it for 40 quid. You know, RRP is 47.99. It's a lot of money, isn't it, for a tank?
Yeah. Their ships are expensive as well.
Yeah.
The detail on it.
Yeah. Like I said, you don't just build the tracks link by link. You're building each link before you put the track together.
Does it come with a jig as well for that one, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Kaylee says she will help you.
Yeah, it's my wife.
Oh, your wife. Hello, Mrs. Beardy, Virtual Creates. Hope you're well.
She's just started getting into scale modeling.
Is she?
Yeah.
Lucky her.
She's quite enjoying the space.
You lucky man.
Yeah. Well, you can always just, if you want, mate, just give her the track to build. You'll be fine.
Dude, that's how I keep mine away.
Ian Burton just said there, I mostly have Airfix kits and Tamiya. I like the red boxes from Airfix, but Tamiya got me back into modelling. I can't deny the fact that if your first build is a Tamiya, you will be disappointed with everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you've built other models in Tamiya and you've just built your first one, you're going to walk around with a semi on for a few days. Do you know what I mean? It's but then again, all fairness to all the others, if you ever build a Bandai, if you've got the money, and I'm not talking, what am I looking at? Late mid 2000s was their last armor, was it? Just after? You build a Bandai one and it blows you away even more than a Tamiya.
Yeah.
But Bandai seem to have let it go when it comes to anything military or civilian. They want the Gundam, they want the anime stuff, don't they? Really, which is and Star Wars. So and then Beyond the Box has just said, and now she knows how much a kit really costs.
To be fair, she's looking online for kits more than what I do, and she goes, "Oh, do you like that one? You should get that one." Like, it's all right. Well, I've got enough to build at the minute.
This did make me laugh. This did make me laugh today. I got sent it by my missus. It goes, I'm going to put it on big screen. It was just a little meme, made me quit. It goes, can we go to the gym tomorrow? Sure, Abby, baby. Oh boy, here we go. That made me chuckle today. That was a good one. But yeah, but yeah, apparently Katie's always telling Mike to buy them. So fair enough, If there's where there's a will, there's a credit card. I can tell you that. I'll tell you. So
yeah, Seamus is always mine.
Yeah, Takum 432 is very good. Fair enough. And built the Bandai 172nd Millennium Falcon. Yeah, if you talk to anyone who's built that Millennium Falcon, it is pure joy.
It is.
Even where they've put the sprues, the sprue gates, and everything, they're just out the way. And I think, and listening, I was listening to Beyond the Box art a few weeks back where Mark from Qatari was on, and they're saying that they're buying all these other manufacturers that do it well on how they produce their kits and why they are producing kits that are good. And I still reckon that if you can sort out where this is where Tamiya do well, where the sprue gates are and where the ejector pins are hidden, that's 3/4 of the battle for a scale modeler. How many times have you picked up a kit? And I want to say Revell, and Airfix are just as bad as this. For instance, on that Messerschmitt 124th, on the panels that go over the engine, there's 4 ejector pin marks. And if you've got the engine open, you've got to fill them in.
Yeah.
And you may say, "Oh yeah, that it took time because it took 2 attempts to get the super glue to." And I used super glue first. No, I didn't. I used what did I use first? I used Mr. Surfacer 500 first in the hose, and then use a bit of super glue on top, and then sanding them all back. But it took time to do. When really what you want to do is cut them off the sprue, nip them off, sand up where the sprue gates are, and spray the bloody thing. Do you know? I don't know if anyone else agrees with me on that, whether that's a bit of a pain in the ass. So, you know,
I think a lot of companies have that problem, don't they, though, Moss? You know, they put injector pin marks in places where you really don't want them to have them.
Well, I don't. I'm just saying that with Tamiya, you don't. I haven't filled any ejector pin marks on that Tamiya build and on that 35th build, because when they're in position, you can't see them. They're hidden.
No, I think, yeah, but again, you said there that some companies have got it right. Tamiya is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
You
know,
some of the early Airfix stuff that you get, they've got ejection pin marks on the elevators.
Yeah.
I built the Cessna Bird Dog, and the rear elevators, you'd expect the ejector pin marks to be underneath. No, they're on top.
No, but really, you don't want them either. You don't really want them underneath or on the top, do you?
You know, I'm sort of looking up at it, and I can't see the ejector pin marks. But if I put it down there, they stand out a mile.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'd like to
go on.
I'd like to go back to our conversation about AMT earlier.
Yeah.
This is a new tool, AMT Dodge Charger Hellcat. Came out in December. It's considered one of the best model car kits in the last 3 years.
Wow.
So if you go with a blanket statement of all AMT kits are awful, you'll never pick it up.
I didn't know AMT did anything new. Wow.
Well, Round 2 owns them now, and they're releasing new tool stuff. Plus, Round 2 is redoing the moldings on a lot of the old AMT stuff.
Okay.
So it'll say AMT on it. They did a 72 Duster 6 months ago that they retooled the body, they retooled the suspension. Again, another kit that was not good in the old days. It's better now.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at where's the company headed and who owns it now, and are they trying?
Right.
This is one of the best car kits released in the last few years. Fully detailed Hellcat engine and interior. It's a great model kit.
Do you know what though, Brett? It's sad because I knew they'd done that, but it's off my radar because I've never seen it for sale at a scale model show and a scale model shop over here.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference sometimes, isn't it? You know, it is what you see. You know, never judge a book by its cover. But then if you don't even see the book available, you don't even, it doesn't go on our radar over here, which is, and I am now, I follow Round 2 on Facebook, and they're forever putting up videos of kits that they said that there was one kit the other day that they pulled the tool, they've cleaned up the tooling completely, fired it up, saw there was some incremental errors in it, and they went back and they cleaned it more, if you know what I mean, just to get the tooling out. So, but the trouble also with Round 2 is that they have been quiet for years, and it's the same with Hella. You know, when I spoke to the chap from Hella, so I forgot his name. He was saying that they're actually now pulling out the tools and actually giving them a proper clean, just to see if they're actually worth retooling. Reusing for modes and stuff. But at the end of the day, if the tooling or if a model kit, no matter how well you clean it, if the fit is crap, it will always be crap, won't it? You can't change that, can you, by cleaning up a tooling? So yeah, that's him. That's it exactly, John. Yeah, the autistic modeler. He's good. Yeah.
His name is Luis, and he was just at Andy's hobby headquarters, because I think he's in the Southwest.
Yeah. I get all that. Yeah. It manufacturers and stuff, there's somebody said that they've got over 40 different manufacturers of model kits. I wonder how many of them have disappeared over the years, You know, well, like I was at, was it? I don't think it was a scale model show. I think it was just somewhere that was selling model kits. And who remembers? Hang on, before I break everything off here. I know when Captain VFC had one on his channel. I don't know whether he built it or not, but I've got these here from
Killcraft.
Killcraft.
No way.
C-type steam wagon and the tram.
Yeah.
The problem with the steam wagon, it says BT's on there, $1.99. A kit for £2. I had a look at the. I had a look at the kit, and I thought, you know, oh, this is all right. This looks quite good. But where I don't know, I'll put this up again, just so you can see where the see that there. That's actually infringing on that part there. You see where it's infringing?
Yeah.
See that in the corner there? It's in, so you're missing the rivets off there.
Yeah.
But that's the tooling, you know. The rivets are gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, but again, if you want to build a C-type steam wagon,
nothing else.
Well, you can't get them anywhere else. They're the only company that you can build a Foden steam type, you know, steam wagon. So,
I mean, not to make you
get a ride on
feel old.
They did Route Master buses as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
But who owns them? Who owns Killcraft now?
Max.
That tram, bloody lovely.
Yeah.
A really nice looking kit inside. But,
I mean,
you know,
like I say, not to make you feel old, any of you, but BT shut down when I was 1.
Who did?
And I'm now 25. Yeah, BT's.
Yeah, 25 years ago.
You've still not got late.
I've only ever built the Killcraft Pulsar kits. Once you wind up them, I've only ever done those.
Yeah, well, Ritmax as a trading entity, I think, own the Killcraft name now, because they still produce. They did a rerun a couple of years ago when I was working in the model shop of those free flight kits, Barry, that you used to do with, you know, tissue and dope. And
I've done those. Had a couple of accidents with them. Did the SE5A, windy. I think you know what's coming next. Windy, crunch.
Oh heck!
But we did one in the shop. I remember when they bought it out first time, like their reissues of them, and we strapped a. Do you know the Estes rockets, the rocket motors?
Oh, JetX.
No, the JetX ones, yeah.
Or the little JetX, but they are literally little rocket motors, solid fuel rocket motors.
That's right, JetX.
JetX, yeah. We strapped one of them to those models. It went really well until it hit the wall and basically the wings folded and it just confetti across the car park.
Oh God, yeah, I made several of those. Good times, good times.
Nice.
Right. Anyway, we're in a bit of a. I've updated the model show, so we've got 3 minutes. So if you want to go for a quick whiz or something, we've got 3 minutes. So this is all the model shows coming up for the next, well, not all of them, but the majority of them that's been sent to me over the next 12 months. Well, there you are. There's quite a few to go to over the next 12 months. Again, if you know of a model show that wasn't mentioned, message me on Gmail with the PDF, and I'll add it to it. And as I said, once a month we try and just show off what's coming up in the next 12 months, which is good. I was asked if I was going to Worthing. I don't think so. I can't. I don't think I can do Worthing always, but you never know. It could be that I've got a Sunday free. I can nip up there and go. It depends what days. I don't do Saturday ones because I'm gigging. Sundays, if I'm not on the evening, I might pop up and have a look around. I will be going to Blue Lamp Expo, which is in March. And I might go up there with some kits, and if I can get a table, I might put a table out so you can come and visit me if you want to visit me up there at Blue Lamp, which is always a very good model show. Endurider says Grant Line and Jordan Miniatures used to make excellent 187th vehicle kits. Out of the world, fine injection castings. Wish Tamiya and others would learn that technology. What can I say? It's I don't know. It's if I think the technology is just there. It depends how much effort they want to put into them, and cost as well. I think cost is a big part of tooling. So yeah, but also I was going to say was in the question that they were talking about manufacturers, and I was just thinking with scale mates. I'll find myself building other manufacturers that I probably wouldn't have built if it wasn't for them reboxing. So, for instance, the Academy tanks, I don't think I would have built one unless they were reboxed as Airfix, because I wouldn't necessarily think of Academy when it came to 1/35th scale armor. So I'm just wondering if any of you folks here have wondered, or have never, or didn't know of any brands that did a particular scale and subject matter, but you found them because of Revell's box. ICM and Revell are very much in partnership. Well, Revell are in partnership with everyone because they used to rebox Vesta kits. Yeah. They've reboxed Academy kits, ICM, and then you have the likes of Ed. Pardon, sorry?
They've done Italy and ICM.
Yeah, it's Italy, ICM.
Done Frog.
Yeah, Frog's a bit different, though.
I think Frog reboxed Hasegawa's.
They had an agreement. Hasegawa and Frog had an agreement.
Yeah. It was Academy. It was Academy, wasn't it?
No, Hasegawa, when they were releasing aircraft in the 70s, a lot of them were Frog kits, and a lot of Frog kits were Hasegawa kits.
Yeah. I think you find this Academy, John.
Hey?
I'm sure it's Hasegawa.
Well, if you look at the Frog Bronco, it's a Hasegawa kit.
Right, okay. Because I know the history of Frog and Academy. There was a company called... it's not Mini Art, is it? It's Minicraft. Minicraft never made kits. They would rebox kits. Like there'll be Minicraft, Frog Minicraft, or Academy Minicraft. Yeah, and if you look at the Wildcat, the F4FB Wildcat from Academy, I've done a video on it. If you put them side by side with Frog, they are damn near identical, but they're not the same.
Yeah, but I don't think didn't Academy exist before 1988?
Academy, I don't know. All I know is that Minicraft used to import and rebox other manufacturers' kits.
Yeah, but Hasegawa, they had a thing with Minicraft as well in the 70s.
Did they?
Yeah, they released quite a lot of Hasegawa kits as Hasegawa.
I mean, the model equivalent to that for Minicraft now is probably Hobby 2000, because they do a lot of Hasegawa reboxings, Academies. They seem to basically any tooling that's out of production by Hasegawa Academy that has eggs on its own, they seem to go, we'll produce it, and they usually produce it at a very reasonable cost. The other ones they do as well is Dragon kits, because there's a couple of Arados which are ex-Dragon tooling.
Interesting.
There's
Actually, on Scalemates, they do have a brand called Hasegawa Frog.
Yeah, that was the agreement between Hasegawa and Frog in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasegawa Frog, yes. So Hasegawa would rebox Frog kits.
Yeah, and vice versa. I think the Frog Grumman Intruder was a Hasegawa kit as well.
The Intruder, you say, yeah?
I presume that stopped after the toolings went to the Soviet Union.
Yeah, well, no, the Soviet Union only they didn't have the Russians wouldn't buy, or they didn't want any evil access tooling. So anything German.
Revel got those. Yeah,
did Revel get them? Did they?
Yeah, Revel got those because if you look at the Heinkel HS 162 Salamander, you find it in a. The Revel boxing uses the same artwork as Frog.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Novo only wanted the Allied toolings.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Novo bought the tools up in '79, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because that's when the bloody petroleum market hit the wall. Companies went bust overnight by the Skyfall.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the Frog kits, like remember the Airspeed Oxford?
Yeah.
That was retooled by Nova.
That's right.
Back in 1978.
78 was it? Was that when they bought them?
Yeah, I've got one upstairs.
You were saying, then you were saying about Hobby 2000.
Look what
there you go. There's a Hobby 2000.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, a big kit there.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
I've got a Hobby 2000 GR9 as well.
So who's that by then? Who's Hobby 2000 tooled that from?
I'm not entirely sure, but it's not that. It's not one of their kits. Put it that way.
I don't it's probably Hasegawa or something.
Yeah.
Is that 48th?
132nd.
32nd. It's not a Hasegawa. No, I don't think it's a Hasegawa kit.
I built the Spitfire version of it, but I haven't built this one. This one I'm not even going to touch because I've had a look inside of it.
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I took one look at the instructions and went, no.
The instructions are a weak part. I'm just having a look here what the kit is. It is previously a Dragon Cyber Hobby kit.
There we go.
So it's Hobby 2000 basically. They don't manufacture their own kits; they just rebox others, do they?
They're like mini.
Yeah, it's
a 2021 kit.
Yeah, I think it's a conglomerate that suppliers and wholesalers can order off. Because, for example, I know Gary at Tiger Hobbies does a lot with Hobby 2000. He's one of the main importers. A bit like, for example, 4R in the ship world has sort of started off. I think they were going to rebox stuff normally. Oh God, what was it called? Not Border. Oh God, my mind. Verifier. Did a lot of ships, and then 4R seemed to have come out of nowhere and doing a lot of toolings. So
it's old kits, mind.
Yeah.
Everyone I've picked up on, they're 25-year-old kits.
Yeah.
So, for instance, the Yak one that they've done, the Normandy one that they've released 2 years ago, that was basically an Accurate Miniatures one from 1998. Eddard had it for 10 years, between 2006 2015. Then Vesta had it in 2019, Academy in 2021, and now Hobby 2000 have got it now. So it's their oldish model. But so for instance, for a brand, what are they adding to these kits then, apart from a decal scheme, or is it just the decals?
No, they are adding decals, but they're adding availability on the market, because like that 48 Harrier they did was a Hasegawa boxing, and Hasegawa were never going to re-release the British Harrier because they just had no interest. Right on cue, there we go. Mikey's got it. And so what they've done is they've then gone, right, we'll do the tooling, we'll front the cost up, and we'll get the kit out.
Oh,
there it is.
And that is and you said that's a Hasegawa kit, is it?
Yeah, I'm certain that's a Hasegawa kit.
Yeah. So basically, what they've done is basically what Eddard were doing for years. Then, just reboxing.
Same business model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, masking set in it as well.
Oh, that makes it worth its while. It's got a masking set.
Yeah,
it's all right. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah. IBG's got Spitfire out. Hasegawa PS2, the P2V7 was reboxed by Frog. Fair enough. I understand.
It was a Hasegawa kit originally.
Yeah, the Frog Lightning was a Hasegawa kit. Yeah. Hobby 2000, Messerschmitt BF109 is a Dragon kit, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dragon.
Yeah. See, that's a company that seems to have kind of gone away from us, is Dragon, because they've brought out that Messerschmitt BF109 and they've side molded the whole fuselage, haven't they? It's one piece. The fuselage is one piece, not two halves. So mask and set and resin,
I mean, Dragon's become a bit of a weird brand, nearly. They sort of dropped off the face of the earth, and then they sort of appear with like their best hits catalogue of kits coming out. Like, for example, their Scharnhorst that appears every few years. But a lot of their aircraft stuff, Hobby 2000 or other companies have reboxed it. They never seem to redo it themselves.
Okay. Apparently, Hobby 2000 are associated with Armour Hobby.
First time I've heard that.
I've never heard that before. Is Hobby 2000 a Polish company like Armour, though?
Yeah, they're Polish.
Maybe.
That would be made in Poland.
Yeah, they're Polish.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Hobby 2000 is the factory group that produce for Revel. So, for example, when they're not doing Revel runs, they've got the tooling to then produce these kits, or maybe they're done in China. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I've just gone onto their website as standard. So I've gone to their about page, and their about page, our company is our company, our team is our team, and information is information. So it's BDTM. Is that Polish for BDSM? Oh no, I see. It's Bandai. Okay. GDPR. That's a new company. I never heard of GDPR. BDTM. No, but nothing there about Armour Hobby.
I think GDPR stands for private terms. I think.
Yeah.
What's the regulations, surely?
What's the contact details there? They've got an address there, haven't they?
No, they haven't.
On the bottom in the blue section.
Our company.
Our company, your account, and then contact. Isn't that an address on the contact?
Yeah,
it is actually. Yeah.
Kowalska, isn't that Polish?
There you go. That's Polish.
Yeah.
Look at the email address, hobby2000.pl.
There we go. That's Poland.
Yeah. Poland. But other than that, you select the language here. It's all crumbs. What are we again? Punjabi? Can we get
US English?
Well, I can't even get over there. It won't stretch that far. I know. Let me just stretch the page right out so I can see where UK is. We've got UK down as a language. That's good, isn't it?
What about
When you have it down as English,
it wouldn't be down as English. I was going to say English, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be under English. Yeah, silly me.
Put it in Turkish. Everybody knows that.
Put it in Turkish. Let's have a look, shall we?
Who knows?
They haven't got English either.
What?
No.
You've got American on the left.
Oh,
They
so
use
American.
That's
American
English.
No, that's not Armenian.
If you're from the Eastern Bloc, English is American.
Hang on, they might. If they've got an Italian, I can read Italian.
It can't even do it in English. It's got Armenian, select language.
Very close to
It's because we didn't go over to Poland and help them get rid of the Germans. We did in 1939.
No, they haven't got English here at all.
Imagine if they put Welsh on there, but not English.
Would that be because the language is already in English on the website by any chance? I'm just saying.
Oh no, it's changed now. It has changed now. I'll give you that. It has, but up here it's still. There you go, English. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just thinking. It's like the thing is in English, so I'm just thinking, why would I translate it to English?
Yeah. So they seem to do a lot. They do academy kits.
They've reboxed a lot.
So it's basically Hobby 2000. It seems like it's its own model shop, and they just reboxed in other people's, which isn't a bad thing, I suppose.
A bit like Amarang in the UK because they're a distributor, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay. Hobby 2000 not owned by Armour Associated, according to Google. Yeah. Is that ChatGPT? They have a pack of brushes. Yeah, they do have a pack of brushes. But I don't know. As I said, I've built kits that I would never have thought of building, but because they've been reboxed by somebody that I would associate with them or trust.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so but like I said, you know, I don't think I've ever built a monogram kit out of a monogram box, but I'm pretty sure I've built plenty of monogram kits in a Revell box. Not known.
Built monogram kit out of a monogram box.
Yeah,
well, God knows it's now Atlantis. It was an older Aurora tooling. They got sent to Monogram. Then it was Polar Light. Then it was Mobius, and now it's Atlantis. So,
a lot of the stuff Atlantis do is Renwall.
Have you got contact, Brett, with Round 2, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
So, do they do the Ertl range?
No. For some reason, I think Atlantis got some of the Ertl tools.
Okay, because there has only ever been one John Deere tractor by Ertl back in the day. Never seen again. I would love to build it because I do have John Deere. I don't know why Outlaw Paint did a range of John Deere colours when there's no model kit. There's no scale model kits of it. There's 16 on.
It's forest green and yellow.
Yeah. Actually, that's an AMT kit. I've just realised. Hang on. This one. This is the one I want to build. I want to build that one.
Yeah, Round 2 will have that tooling.
Yeah. I'd love them to re-release that one, especially if they could tool some glass with it, because that's got I call the Formula 1 doors on it, because they open up midway. The actual door itself is right in the middle there. It's like,
to be honest, looking at that, I thought that was a 2026 Aston Martin.
Yeah.
It's John Deere, though, you'll have to get one of their engineers. It's John Deere, you'll have to get one of their engineers to put it together for you.
Yeah.
I flushed it out this morning.
I used to work with John Deere. Yeah.
Too bright.
I can ask him about it.
Tell him there's a guy in England that's got about 50 bottles of fucking John Deere green and yellow that he wants to sell. But yeah, if I could go back, it's always Ertl, nothing else really. Springside Models did one back in the day, a little tiny thing, 00 gauge one, but nothing else. It's there is an actual magazine out there that basically talk about die-cast farm machinery. Die-cast farm machinery is massive, and not one company will do it. it is such a hidden market.
Mods.
Or I could do, unless they want to release this one as well, the John Deere Chad Little Grand Prix car there from Revell Monogram. That had John Deere colours on it. I could probably sell pots of paint for that one.
Actually, I've got a couple of those.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of those cars.
Diecast tractors.
What's that? Sorry.
Oxford Diecast do diecast tractors.
Yeah. I just don't see why they're not in the plastic model roll. What were you saying, Brett? Sorry about that car.
I have a couple of those kits.
Yeah. Have you got
Back
that in that scheme as well? Have you?
Pardon me?
Have you got it in that scheme, that John Deere car?
Yeah. I just don't have to paint. I have to get it from you.
You have to get it from me. Yeah. I'll ship it to you privately, so there'll be no tax on it, no tariff.
There you
go.
Yeah. And the other one is and they also had a mode board plough to go with it as well. I used to work on them ploughs. It's actually molded in authentic JD colours, apparently. So you don't need that much paint; just one coat will do you. But yeah, I just wonder, one of the manufacturer, you go out there, you ever look it up? It's called Diecast. Agricultural Diecast, the magazine's called, and I tell you, every week there's a new diecast of a tractor, and you would maybe this is a subject for another show. Subject matter that's missing in plastic, and I just don't understand how years ago anything diecast would be plastic, but you don't get that now, do you? You don't see a lot of it now, do you? It's the other way round. It's either in plastic but not in die-cast. So, yeah, and because like I say, I'm in a group with die-casters, and die-cast is making a bit of a resurgence, the same as scale modelling is. And I've never understood why they've likes of Corgi in that don't actually sell die-cast builds. So you get everything without the paint on, and then you just spray it up. That for the people who don't like gluing plastic together but are quite happy screwing metal together, that would be the answer.
I think he did. I think he did years ago.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
he's got
yeah, like I say, yeah.
Look at that.
They're double O gauge railway ones.
Yeah. Well,
they're Hornby.
Yeah, I've got this one.
Oh,
which is the Renault. That's all die-cast.
Yeah.
But there isn't a lot of tractors out there. I think Hella do a few tractors, don't they? They do like the Ferguson and stuff.
Revell
do Revell do tractors as well? Do they?
They do that Porsche.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, they. Yeah, but that's that. Yeah, but
it's a great kit, man. That Porsche tractor.
Yeah.
German, yeah.
It's snap fit though, isn't it? It's snap click kick though, isn't it? You don't glue it, do you? You snap it together, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that you're a rider, but I was just saying that it's not in the main realm of it, is it? It hasn't got the reach like a plastic kit would. So yeah, Hasegawa would do some diggers, but have you seen how complicated them buggers are?
Yep.
I've got one here somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it. It's here somewhere. It's up there. I've got the Hitachi one up there. But like forklifts and stuff. No forklifts.
No.
Maybe, And the thing is I've always said this, that if you got like the Armour Boys, if they like look at Mike, he's probably worked on plenty of armour and stuff. They'll probably want to build it. And I was thinking, how many people out there are forklift drivers who like to build their own forklift? It's just maybe that's a chat for another time. Subject matter that's underutilized in the scale model world.
Good one for another time.
Another time. What am I looking at? Ertl is big in the diecast world. Yeah, it was big in the diecast world. Yeah.
I checked, and Round 2 does own Earl.
They do they?
Yeah. So I'll bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up with them. That'd be good. Just say, have you still got this tooling for a John Deere? Because there's a lot of people who like John Deere's. And I said that John Deere, they said that the doors are the front window, the windshield come together. I used to work on them years ago. Right, what time is it? It's 10:02. If you've got any questions in the chat, whack them up. I think we've come to a bit of an agreement here that it doesn't matter what the brand is, it's more about the subject matter. But I'm under the impression, though, that, say, for instance, Airfix had, say, a tank in 135th and Tamiya had one, you would err on the side of Tamiya. But when it comes to if you want to do a 124th Spitfire, you'll do Airfix. If you want to do a 148 Spitfire or no 132nd Spitfire, you'll do the Tamiya one, wouldn't you? Because that Spitfire is ultimate Spitfire, isn't it, for 132nd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 148, the Edward's excellent.
Yeah, the Edward one's good. That's kind of a thing. Airfix are releasing a couple of Hurricanes in the pack, and one of those Hurricanes is Armour Hobby.
Yeah.
So
These are the wings.
I'll be wondering if that will come in the photo etch, because that Armour Hobby Hurricane has quite a bit of photo etch to play with on that one as well. So will that kit only be sold to over 18s? So yeah. If the build didn't go well, at least you could go, oh dear. Yeah, very good, Wayne. Very good. Very good. Have you got a Bismarck to sink or something in there, Wayne? Have you? Taxi.
I'll get my coat.
Taxi for one.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Squash beer.
Oh, I've never built a Bismarck. Never built one.
Yeah. Don't build it.
Did you know you can build one in that sink? The Bismarck set from Airfix, $24.99, great value.
Oh my god!
I think it's very good value because it's not one boat. There's 8 boats in it or something, isn't it?
Ships, 8 ships.
Yeah.
8 ships. There's 8 ships in that, and what they 1 to 1,200.
Yeah,
100, yeah.
I think that's a bloody good price.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good price indeed.
You want your eyes right, Justin?
Yeah, but the Bismarck is a scaled down version of the 600 scale one, which is one of the most inaccurate Bismarcks ever made.
Who did that one? Airfix.
Yeah. It's actually too short, and it's just the hull. It's the hull. It's the problem with it, not everything else. The hull on it is just dreadful.
What year was that toured then?
Christ, late 50s maybe.
Yeah, late 50s. I mean, the best. If you want the best Bismarck model out there, probably the Rebel one in 350th.
350th. Yeah, I've heard that's really good.
The Tamiya one is pretty ropey. Great for a starter if you want to start out, but I think their King George V is. If you want the best 350th model by Tamiya, that's not their expensive like New Jersey Iowa classes. It's the King Georges. They go together really well.
Yeah, so that Bismarck was in 1 to 600 scale was 1959.
Yeah, it's all about the same time as the hood, wasn't it? The hood's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the Bismarck was 5 years later in 1974 in 1200 scale. Their waterline was the waterlines.
Yeah, they're all waterline kits.
Yeah.
I mean, the Airfix 600 scale Art Royal is actually quite nice.
I've just boats don't do it for me.
They don't. I'm nearly finished my Charles. Do you know the Charles Airfix are releasing this year?
You got that
destroyer. Yeah.
Are you building it? Are you?
How's it going, John?
It's going all right.
It's not going well. It's an exercise in gap filling.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't too bad, actually.
It's awful.
It was an exercise in clamping it up to make sure there weren't any gaps. But
So the Sean horse doesn't have any gaps then, John?
if you jig it,
No, the type 45 destroyer. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we're having two conversations here.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you're doing the destroyer, aren't you, John Alec? You're doing the destroyer. Joffrey, you're doing the Sean horse.
Yeah.
So the Sean horse has, if you jig it right, it won't sink because there'll be no gaps.
I've got an earlier boxing of it where the mold was probably a bit crisper and fresher, so I don't know what the vintage classic kit's like. But I didn't have any gaps in mine. It jigged up lovely. It's a lovely kit. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the Sean horse.
The one,
and that's the only boxing that has the pre-Atlantic bow as well. So if you look at the bow of the ship, which is the front, it's got a straight front.
Really?
See? Yeah, it's got a straight. It's not got an Atlantic bow, which is curved. It's like the King.
She's got a raked bow, hasn't she? Because apparently during the sea trials, both the Eisenhower and the Scharnhorst were really wet at the front.
Yeah. That's what British battleships suffer from as well, being very wet at the front.
Yeah.
That you mean like that? You mean?
It's straight at the front, yeah.
It's straight at the front. It's not an Atlantic bow.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the arse end.
It's quite a detailed kit. I was quite surprised. It's quite detailed.
Well, she had just come back from Margate. They've had it nearly 12 months. So,
you can also build the Gneisenauer from that ship.
Gneisenau, there's no G.
It's Gneisenau.
Gneisenau, there's no G.
Do you know what? I had an email once from somebody who was German, and they said if the letter is in the name, you pronounce it.
Yeah, but you say Gneisenau. You don't go Gneisenau.
That's how the Germans pronounce it.
No, this is website. When I was doing the Graph Spain and a couple of others, there was a German website that had the histories of these ships, and they had an audio file of each ship and how to pronounce it, and it's Gneisenau.
Is it a German website?
It was a German website.
That's interesting.
No, it's Gneisenau, not Gneisenau.
It's Gneisenau, not Gneisenau.
So how did they pronounce the E-boat? Because the English called it the E-boat and the Germans called it the Schnellboat.
Schnellboat, yeah.
Right, so
we called them E-boats because they were enemy boats. That's why we just,
we had a bit of feedback from Paul, Moz 651. I feel my modelling has improved so much. It's a massive thanks to you and the shows. Really shows how far I've come with my latest model, the Revell Mark IV Mosquito 132. Well, Paul, that's what we're here for. If you have any questions or anything, because for anyone here, we do have a Facebook Discord group, which I put a QR code up in the corner. If you want to go and join that and have a chat on there, if you have any problems or if you want to talk about anything on the shows, talk to us on there, and we'll answer any questions. If you have any want to add to anything after the show, you're quite welcome to join us on there. And it's Bismarck as CK on end. What's that mean? It's Bismarck.
Bismarck or Bismarck.
Bismarck. Yeah.
And you say Das Boot or Das Boot?
Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Das Boot.
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 Boot. Boot.
Boot.
Oh, yeah. And it's looking good. Anyway, folks, we've nearly done 2 hours. Again, thank you for joining us on here. We'll be back again next Monday. Channel members, obviously, for my channel, I'll be doing a live on Thursday. So if you wish to come and join us and watch or be part of it from your workbench, I'll continually be building, hopefully, and get that finished, that Marder 1, because I need to move on to my Tamiya Tomcat. I want to try and start that because I'm way behind everybody else for some reason. I think Luke's finished his and Gary Hyder's nearly finished his as well. So definitely worth a build on that one. But again, my huge thanks go to Ben, John Alec, Simon, Zinzan, Joffy, Mike, Brett, Jim, and Barry for joining me tonight on Airfix and Chill. And again, if you have any questions you want us to discuss or debate on here, please send me an email, which is in the About section. Anyways, for all of you, take care and have a good rest of your week. God bless you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.